A straight couple and a gay couple, and the straight couple and the gay couple are neck and neck, if you like, in terms of what the adoption agency is looking for, in terms of money, health, all the loopholes that you have to jump through. And do you believe that even the neck and neck, the straight couple is in the best interests of the child? Why?
Yes, absolutely.
Why?
Because I think it is too big a call to make on behalf of somebody else to decide that they do not need one or other parent, a male or a female. I mean, I would hate to be the adoption official who had to make that call to decide which parent is dispensable.
But you're not an adoption official, you're not a social worker.
No, and I wouldn't ask that anybody
anything.
Should be asked to make that decision.
But would you not leave that decision with them? I mean, they're making those decisions right now as it is.
I don't think it's a decision anybody should be asked to make.
But they are, that's the reality of the situation though, Brenda. They are making those calls.
The consequences of somebody deciding that they knew best for a child. We know the consequences going back generations, that you decide to separate somebody from what is their natural environment. I'm sure the nuns who sent kids to American families thought they were doing the right thing too. I just think that all things being equal, if you have a choice between a straight couple, straight up choice, and a gay couple, you always place the child with the straight couple.
But that's what you believe. So do you have a problem with gay people?
No. You see, this is something that I think we really need to move past. That as soon as you come out with a statement that is in any way contrary to the gay agenda, you have to be homophobic. Yeah. This is silly.
No, I didn't say.
It's a silly question.
No, but I didn't say you were homophobic.
No, do you have a problem with gay people? I've just explained my position to you. My position is that I believe, I'll say it again, I believe that all things being equal, if you have a straight couple and if you have a gay couple, and if you have a child who is no relation to either of them to place, then that nobody has a right to make a decision on behalf of that child that they can do without either a mother or a father, that they are best placed with. I mean, the question, you know, can I put this question to you? If you had an African-American child to place, would you put that child with an African-American family or a white family, all things being equal?
All things being equal, I'd say you couldn't even make that decision, personally.
Well, I think most people would be of the view that it would probably be best with the family from whom its origins, where its origins clearly
Okay, Brian, jump in here. I mean, Brenda says she doesn't have an issue with gay people. We have to move past this. This isn't a homophobic thing at all. This is all things being equal, they're better off being with a straight couple.
Well, I suppose the homophobic thing could be a sideline argument. You know, I don't think that we should be arguing about that at this point. I think we should be talking about the best interests of a child. And I'd say by the same token, you know, we just saw on the piece of film there that single people are considered for adoption, and nobody in this country actually has a right to adopt. They have a right to apply for adoption, the right to be considered as adoptive parents. And heterosexual and gay single people are considered
it's sort of an anomaly, isn't it? Because if you're a single gay man, you can adopt, or you can apply for adoption, or a single gay woman, you can apply for adoption.
Absolutely.
Yet you can't go forward as a couple.
You can't
That's
go forward
the anomaly.
And the child will not be protected by both parents and won't have the right to both parents as the child of a gay couple. But what Brenda's saying is that a child, like, faced with the decision, the adoptive agency should place the child with the heterosexual couple. But they're faced with decisions all the time about placing children, and they're faced with placing children with couples or with single people. And, you know, are they to say that single people aren't good enough parents for children as single parents? No. So are gay people not good enough as good as single people to bring up children, gay couples? I don't, you know, I think it's like the pecking order.
Lots of single people are parenting on their own. Lots of grandparents are bringing up grandchildren. But I don't think any of them would say, given a choice between me on my own and a heterosexual couple, I'd always pick a single person. I don't think a grandparent who is in a position where, through circumstances beyond their control, they're bringing up their grandchildren, would say, well, actually, I'm doing a very good job. That means I would, in every circumstance, prefer to give a child to an older parent. I don't think they'd say that. You know, there are circumstances where there are people bringing up, like your own, bringing up children, doing an excellent job, I have no doubt. I'm saying that all things being equal, if I was an adoption official, and I do think that this ought to be the adoption official's position, that you place the child as close to their original environment as possible. And whether the gay community like it or not, it still takes a man and a woman to conceive a child.
Yeah. Sorry, Brent.
However,
Brian.
if you place a child in as close situation as it is to the way they were conceived with a man and a woman, you would not place them with a single person, because a single person is not a man and woman, it's a single sex bringing up a child. And so adoption agencies consider single people, all things being equal. They consider single people in the same way as they consider heterosexual couples. So it is like a pecking order, you're saying.
Of course, yeah.
So
but you don't know that as fact, though, Brenda.
You
don't know that as fact that they would pick a couple over a single person. You don't know that.
Equal. I mean, if the straight couple come in Ku Klux Klan outfit, yes, they're going to go with the single couple, but single person. But I think all things being equal is what I'm talking about.
All right,
all things being equal, our adoption agencies have stringent guidelines by which they place children, and rightly so, into the best environment for them. And I think that all children deserve to be brought up in a loving, secure and nurturing home by two parents or one parent. It does not matter about the gender of those people, as long as they're providing a good home for that child, and a secure and loving and nurturing home that will bring them towards adulthood as happiness.
But can you just go with me on this? You know, most people who have kids, and you know this yourself, kids like to fit in. They like to be the same as other kids at school.
But what was your own experience, Brian? Your son was a teenager.
My son is the son of a gay man. He never suffered at school. He was fully accepted as who he was. He absolutely has full contact.
You had joint custody, isn't that right?
We had joint custody.
But and there was no issue at all.
Everyone knew that he had a gay dad, so it made no difference to his life. And I know lots of gay people bringing up children.
But I'm talking about circumstances
where
a gay couple are bringing up.
What we need to do, I suppose, is to look at the system and look at the school systems and see why children are suffering in school and why children are being ostracised. Your situation is not typical, and yours is not the kind of situation I'm talking about. I'm talking about a situation where you take a child, the product of, a man and a woman, and place him or her with, say, two men, in circumstances where that child has no contact with any female. I think that's a mistake, and I think that is a huge decision for anybody to make.
No contact with any female. I mean, I'm sure
a mother.
But I'm sure gay men have very close female friends. Mother, you need the mother.
Yeah.
I would say a gay couple, two lesbians. A gay couple, two lesbians.
A man, then no father.
To adopt children.
I really don't think that if you have a choice between a straight couple and a gay couple, you can decide that one or other parent is expendable.
All right.
I don't think so.
OK, all right. We're clearly not going to get anywhere near to the bottom of the end of this argument. By the way, the civil partnership bill, Brian, is going to be wrapped up by the end of this year. Is that what we're expecting?
We hope it'll be wrapped up by the end of the year, and the first civil partnerships will take place in 2011. And beyond that, the campaign for civil marriage will continue. OK, right. We're going to have to bring you back again. I'm sorry, guys. We completely ran out of time. Brenda and Brian, thanks so much for coming in and talking through us this evening, or talking through that with us this evening. Coming up after the break, Veronica O'Leary was told in 1988 that she had 3 months to live.